the Packers want them, the Packers can have them. Dallas still stinks. Yo, but the way kick Dingbat here, I don't care, Saquon Barkley. I don't care. When you get that ball and you're up against the Packers and you have a chance to embarrass them, to rub it in, to put them in their place, don't slide. Don't slide. Because you know why? They are... Yes, I can't say it. I promised my wife I wouldn't say the word. But they're that. And I'm telling you, no mercy for the Green Bay Packers. Now, maybe we'll still do business with the Packers. I thought this was pretty interesting, and this showed up. But it said, Packers trade pitch lands 10-sack, $51 million Eagle champion. Who are they talking about? Who is this great $51 million Eagles champion that they're talking about? Who is it? Who could it be? Oh, yeah, Bryce Huff. Huff and Puff. If the Packers want Bryce Huff, the Packers can have Bryce Huff. This article, I'll leave a description or a link to it in the description, talked about why the Packers should go out and trade for Bryce Huff. Instead of spending a 7th round pick on a pass rusher, they're not going to find anybody as good as Huff and Puff, and also they're not going to be, he's a perfect guy basically for their system. I read this, I laughed my butt off. You can have him. He stinks. And I got no faith in him as of right now. Now, maybe he'll come and prove us wrong, but I highly doubt it. I'd be very shocked if Huff and Puff is on this team to start next year. We'll see. But I thought that was interesting, and I only bring it up because of this. We're a few weeks away from the draft, and the Eagles are looking to unload Goddard, and they're looking to unload Bryce Huff. And to me, I think the Bryce Huff thing definitely has to happen post June 1st, and you're going to get teams interested in him. We don't know exactly who all the teams are right now, but once you go through this draft process, teams that felt they didn't come away with an edge rusher, or a guy they want, a guy that can help them this year, that's when they're going to start calling the Eagles about Bryce Huff. So we got to be a little bit patient. But yesterday I talked about the Eagles possibly trading out and what I would want in order to do it. I said, I'm not trading out of the first round unless I come away with a 2026 first round pick, okay? It would have to be that. However, I do think the Eagles are going to trade up in the first round. And not only that, I think this is a year where the Eagles they've got to consider going up twice. Maybe not just in the first round, but also the second round. Now, who are they going to go up and get, especially in the first round? I would think they would have a guy targeted, whether it's an edge rusher, maybe even a safety, although that's not a very popular pick. Everybody wants to keep telling us that the Eagles are going to get a defensive tackle. We're going to get a defensive tackle. I can't tell you how many times I hear, we're going to get a defensive tackle to replace Milton Williams. I definitely think the Eagles are going to draft a defensive tackle, probably within the first 4 rounds. I'm just not so sold that it's going to be in the first round. There are other positions to go. I mean, one position I haven't talked a lot about going in the first round, which could happen, I guess, is tight end. Now, Ed Kratz, I'll leave another link to the article so you could read this, talks about the Eagles using ammo to trade up in the first round for a tight end. Says, would the Eagles' Howie Roseman use draft ammo to move up if a player slides? With 20 picks over the next 2 drafts, the Eagles general manager Howie Roseman has plenty of ammunition to do what it takes. And they're talking about Colston Loveland. Now, I like him. I actually think he's going to be a good player. So, it would be an interesting pick because the Eagles haven't picked a first-round tight end since Keith Jackson, who I love, by the way. Keith Jackson was my guy. That was my guy back in the day. But it could happen. It could. It just seems like everybody's slanted so much to what the Eagles, assuming the Eagles are going to take a defensive tackle, and maybe they will. Maybe they will. Basically, where I'm at right now in this whole thing is here. Let me give you the list of my top 5 targets. Okay, these are my top 5 realistic targets. These are guys that I think could possibly be there in the range where the Eagles could realistically trade up in a realistic trade, or somehow they fall. Okay, I don't include like Tyler Warren, Abdul Carter, guys that are not going to be there realistically. I didn't put on this, but here's my top 5 of realistic guys that I think we could get. Okay, and this is my list, personal. It's nobody else's. But 1, Nick Amendola. I told you, I think he's a high ceiling safety that could be very interesting. Number 2, Malachi Starks. I'm not falling for that he didn't perform well enough in the combine and things like that. I think Malachi Starks is a day 1 starter. He may be more of what the Eagles like and are looking for at safety than Nick Amendola, okay? It's true, but so I have him number 2. Number 3, I have James Pierce Jr. I think he's a stud. I think he's going to be a stud, and he's going to I think he's going to be a wrecker. So, James Pierce Jr., and I don't expect him to be there, but you do see mock drafts having him fall, okay? Number 4, I have Walter Nolan. I think Walter Nolan is too good of a prospect to pass up. I know that's where everybody has the Eagles really going in these mock drafts, getting a defensive tackle. He may be the guy, okay? Then you have Donovan Ezraku. I hope I pronounced his name right. But the more I watch him, the more I like him. He's an edge rusher that has some size that I think would be a good fit with the Eagles. So he's another guy that has shot up the draft charts and could go before the Eagles ever pick. However, all 5 of these guys, I believe, will be in the range where the Eagles could trade up if they want to. And I think the Eagles, they have the ammo to trade up. Now, here's my thought process. If with the way you handled free agency, where you weren't too aggressive, I think you need to consider in this draft where you have 20 picks in the next 2 years, I think you got to consider trading up twice. Like trading up twice. If you could come away with 2 starters in the first 2 rounds, like you did a year ago, it would make up for everything that happened. Like, let's just assume, for argument's sake, okay, and this is just for argument's sake, let's say the Eagles took Malachi Starks in the first round. Let's say they traded up to 25 and took him. All right? Then, let's say, for argument's sake, Walter Nolan falls into the second round somehow. Now, most drafts have him going in the first round, but let's say for whatever reason he fell in the second round. Well, at that point, the Eagles need to do whatever they can to trade up and get him. And if you could come away with a situation where you came away with 2 of my top 5 targets, that would be tremendous, okay? Now, you may be saying, well, how are the Eagles going to do all those trades? Well, let's look at what they've got draft-wise, right? Here's 2025 draft picks. You got a round 1, a round 2, a round 3, a 4, 4 fives, okay? So you have plenty of ammo to go up. If you used your first round pick and that third round pick, let's say, for an example, you could easily get up about 10 slots. I would say 8 to 10 slots. So you could easily shoot up from 32 to 23 to 24, somewhere around there. Now, here's the other interesting thing. If you look at next year's draft picks, right, the Eagles have a first, a second, 3 third rounds. Now, one of them's projected, but they've already got 2 for sure. And they'll get the compensatory pick for Milt Williams. They've got 2 fourths. They've got 3 fifths and a 7th. They've got a ton of draft picks next year. So, if let's say you traded, I don't know, let's say you traded your first. Now, it doesn't have to be the third round pick. I mean, it could be a first, it could be your 4th round pick to go up. It just depends how many slots you want to go up. You could use your 4th round pick this year. Or you could throw in a 3rd round pick next year. There's many ways to get it done. But if you can do it, go up. Get the player you want. in the first round. Okay, then turn around in the second round and take your second round pick. Now, you want to get up a bunch of slots in the second round. You don't need to give up a third round pick. You could give up a fourth round pick next year. You could give up one of your fifth round picks this year. You have plenty of ammo to go up again. So what I'm saying to you is, with a team that has not been super aggressive this year in the offseason in free agency, this is your time to strike in this draft. Somebody will drop. Somebody will rise that you don't expect it. Hopefully these quarterbacks continue to rise up so players drop. But I think this is the year. While you have 20 picks in the next 2 years, okay, this year is the year to pull something crazy like that. To pull a double trade. And when I say double trade, I mean trade in the first round, then trade up in the second round and get two guys that you project to be starters this year at whatever positions you think is necessary. There are more positions than just the defensive tackle for us to draft. Now, if you get Walter Nolan, fine. You know, I don't know how the draft's going to play out. There's a lot of mock drafts out there, and a lot of them are all over the place. However, we always see the draft. Guys fall who you never thought would fall, and guys rise who you never thought would rise. And you just have to be willing. You just have to have a plan for all circumstances. And Howie Roseman is very good at that. We've seen Howie do some crazy things in the draft before. Remember, when Carson Wentz got drafted, the Eagles traded up, I believe, two or three times leading up to that draft process to get to number 2. So, who's texting me? Oh, he's texting me. I'm saying, stop it. But what I'm saying to you is, basically, the Eagles, I think they need to be very aggressive this draft. I think they need to be very aggressive within the first 2 rounds. And if they play it right, they can land 2 guys that could come in and impact them. Got a ton of picks. You got 20 picks in the next 2 years. The time to be aggressive is now. You know what? And if you do that, you'll still have a ton of picks next year as well. So, to me, this is the time for the Eagles to get aggressive. This is the time for the Eagles to strike. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. Of course, don't be a dingbat. Remember, it's Howie Vision. We're all just living in it, mother humpers. You see this new Superman teaser? What is with this Superman and the dog stuff? Come on, you're killing me. I know the dog was in the comic books. I get it. But it looks stupid. Roof, 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 roof. That dog they got a bone going like this as it's filming. Come on, you can't tell me that's stupid. It looks stupid. I don't know what they're doing with this Superman, but I hope it's good. Denzel Washington out. So just a quick reminder that right now, the Jalen Hurts Main Thing shirts, MVP, they are flying right now. We just got some more t-shirts in. We still have hoodies. We also got the premium one. Everybody's been liking that. So I just want to let you guys know, in the description, if you're down, if you want to get this piece of history, you still have time because they're still available, and definitely don't miss out. These are my favorite merchandise that we have done. And listen, I haven't even got mine yet, okay? Because they've been going so fast with people buying them that I haven't even got mine yet. I'm gonna have to wait. But everybody loves it, so check it out. Denzel Washington out. That's all, folks.
The brother screwed us.